For thousands of years, the Gnostics spoke about how we're in a spiritual prison, and the whole purpose of life is to get the loose energy out of our souls, out of our divine sparks that some people have. The world is designed to break you. The world is designed to make you as miserable, as angry as possible. Think about all the situations you're going through right now in life and all the situations you've been through in the past. And then you have people say that going through pain, going through trials and tribulations, it makes you a smarter person, it makes you a stronger spirit. But in actuality, I know people that didn't go through anything in life. They're able to get their driver's license early in life at 16, have a nice Mercedes Benz and car, which correlates to them having an easier time finding a job, finding a nice woman in their life, which makes them even more mature faster. You know, of course, you want to have those rich kids that are still quote unquote immature, but when you have money, attractiveness, and all those type of things, it doesn't matter how immature you can be. You can run the United States of America and be immature, and no one's going to say a thing about it because of power, because in this dimension, power makes right. But think about all the obstacles you have to face in your life, from the social isolation, from the trials and tribulations of just trying to find a relationship with a nice girl who's not going to cheat on you the second she sees Chad or Tyrone, from your own psychological and emotional demons that haunt your mind when you're sitting there at night thinking about all the things you've been through. You've been through so much you can't even cry anymore. You know, you've been through so much betrayal, so many people talking crap about you who you don't even know. They'll never say it to your face, but they talk about you. You're always on their mind, and they're always talking crap about you. You don't even know these people. Or it's people in real life you do know. And it goes to show you that this world is just built on a system of oppression. You have dreams inside your soul. You have dreams inside your spirit that you want to accomplish, but you don't get to accomplish it. There's a girl that you really, really, really want. She's so beautiful. She's so feminine. She's so cute. Cute face, slim waist, nice little booty on her, all that. You like the same video games. She's really cool to talk to. But the problem is, you're not attractive enough to her. And she sees you as, just a friend to put you in a friend zone. Or some guys nowadays don't even get that. They don't even get to the friend zone nowadays. It's just, these girls don't even just talk to you at all. They just ghost you. They ghost you like a ghost in Luigi's Mansion. It's brutal. But why? Who created this? Who created that certain people are not as attractive as others? Certain people can't get what they want. Some of the most greatest things in life you can never achieve, but you get to see other people achieve it. You get to see people become famous and rich off of their musical talents and attributes. Some of them don't even have talent, just connections. You get to see the girl that you always wanted with somebody else, and it's like, that girl's perfect for me, but she's with somebody else, and it's like there's no way you can compare it to that person. That person's more wealthier than you. They come from a more stable family. They didn't grow up in a toxic household. They had a father in their life. They had success. They had people around them that can lead them to a prosperous future. Meanwhile, you had none of that, and people blame you for your failures and for your emotional and physical degradations. In reality, it was the people around you who helped formulate who you are, helped formulate your psychology, helped formulate your experiences in life that ultimately led to your own personal beliefs. But the Gnostic text said this, that the ones who awaken, and a lot of people, we have these spiritual parasites inside of our minds that govern our thoughts. You ever had a thought, something that was really positive for us 1 second, and then you hear another voice in your head and it tells you something else, and it immediately takes away your confidence? Or you're chilling by yourself and all of a sudden randomly you start thinking about this event in your life that happened, whether it's getting teased or rejected by a girl, whether it's getting cussed out, getting a whooping when you were younger, whatever it is, and it just takes away your confidence and it makes you not want to do anything productive. Those are the signs of the archons. They're able to put things inside of your mind. They're able to destroy your confidence. They're able to destroy your beliefs. And these interdimensional beings, they want you at a negative, energetic, vibrational frequency, because in that frequency, you're easily controlled. Whenever you get emotional, it doesn't matter if it's anger, if it's jealousy, you feel that feeling. If you ever been angry at something, if you ever got frustrated with something, you feel that energy. There's beings we cannot see that feed off of this energy, and it empowers them. And what's crazy is that people believe in this God who judges with fear. If you don't believe in him, you don't be obedient to him, he sends you to hell. That right there is a huge red flag. What loving and caring father and caring being will throw us into a dimension where we can't even create our own appearance, where we can't even dictate anything else in life that are the most important things, and tells us if you don't believe these words on a page that I tell you, you're going to burn in hell forever. I'm not saying that this God is not real. No. I know it's real. I'm saying that it's evil. And I'm saying that it's the demiurge that comes from Sophia's mistake. Look at the world around you. Would a good loving God create a lion that would devour a zebra? Would a good loving God create maggots and parasites and things like that, even spiritual parasites? Would a good loving God knows that you yearn to be free? No, you don't want to work at that job anymore. You hate that job. So why would that God force you to go into a job you don't like? Why? Because that God is harvesting your negative energetic manifestational frequencies. That God knows if you're able to make YouTube videos or able to do something online when you make all this money, you're not going to have to be bothered with anybody. It's going to be more difficult for that God to get you. He's still going to get some loosh out of you. You're going to stub your toe. Your Xbox going to break or something like that. But you have money and you have peace to replace it. But when you go to a job that you hate every single day, a job that you dislike, any type of occupation that you don't really want to be there, you're going to have to deal with your boss. And before you even get to that, you're going to have to deal with waking up in the morning, being tired, frustrated, you don't have a woman in your life, you may be still living at home, then you gotta have to figure out how to get to work. You may be in your 30s, you may not have a car, you may gotta take the bus, you gotta go in the cold, you gotta deal with random people, you gotta deal with rude people, you may gotta go to the store and get you a little sandwich from the gas station and some chips and a soda pop. The cashiers are in a bad mood, there's people around you gotta deal with their energy. And if you're driving a car, you gotta deal with traffic, you're gonna deal with maybe a car crash, and maybe some type of collision happens, you gotta deal with that. You may be late, now you got the anxiety, oh crap, I can't be late for work, I can't be late, oh my god, I'll be there at 7:15 in the morning, I can't be late. And I got that anxiety. Now that's loose energy. When you get that anxiety, you get that fear. Oh my gosh, I can't be late. And then you try to rush to work, and then somebody may hit your car, or some bad things may occur. You may just get to work just with that anxiety. You come to the office, why are you late? And you get cussed out by your boss. That talk to you like you're a child. Then you got to deal with your coworkers, all of them conspiring against you. All of those negative emotions, all of those vibrations is feeding something. And whatever created this world didn't have our best interest at all. Point blank, period. Now you got this job that you can't stand and you're trapped because your dreams and your ambitions that you once had they're gone. People tell you, oh, you should never try to pursue your dreams and ambitions. So that's what children do. Children have, fantasies and imaginations that they can do anything. So you got to be an adult. You got to learn how to mature. And then that maturation just means being enslaved. That's exactly what it means. That's what it means. Because you telling me being a mature adult is waking up every single day, going to a job you dislike, and then paying bills that you don't even want to pay, and then get your paycheck, taxes get taken out of your paycheck before you even have a chance to see the money, and that's called being an adult? No, that's called being an indigent servant. That's what that's called. And they brainwash people to think that that's normal. That's not normal. What's normal and what should be normal for the souls and our eternal sparks is that we get to create and do whatever we desire, because the God of this realm gets to do what he desires. And he chose to make a realm where you have to die one day. You have to pass away one day. Your loved ones that you loved your whole entire life are gone, and you can never see them and talk to them again. And that God could have had mercy and saved those people, but he didn't. He chose to do that. Now tell me, what life lesson is that to learn? What life lesson is there to learn when your soul is on fire, when your soul burns? There's no life lessons in that. That's just coping mechanisms by the systems of oppression and the systems of power that want us to be cowardly. They don't want us to fight back. There's a reason why they go so hard on projectile control methods. Why they tell you, why they're trying to slowly evaporate the Second Amendment. Because a tyrant can't rule over a nation that has weapons. You go back to the Soviet Union with Stalin. What's the first thing they started making illegal? Private ownership of weapons. You know what I mean? Unless you're in the Red Army and crap like that, and they send you to the front to get obliterated by the Wehrmacht, right? Think about this world we're in. Whatever created this, it didn't want us to be happy. Think about the things you go through in life. Think about when you eat a good meal and you feel satisfied, right? If you can afford a good meal nowadays due to the inflation and the insanity of that. But think about after you eat food. Then a few hours later, or maybe, hell, maybe 30 minutes later, you're hungry again. Now you got to eat again. You drink some water and you satisfied your thirst for a bit, and then you got to drink some more water. You know, you wank off to some prawn, you know what I mean? And, you get that need met, but then you feel empty inside because you don't have no girl to hug and cuddle with. And then you get those sexual feelings again, and then you wank off again. And then it's just like, it's just a never ending cycle. You watch your favorite anime, you get excited when like the anime protagonist fights the demon lord and one of his minions, or whatever your anime is about. It's a good anime battle, not like the new season of One Punch Man. That's absolutely garbage. Season 3 of One Punch Man is horrible. You know what I mean? It's just like, wow. But when you watch a good anime with good animations, good voice acting, good writing, and you get so excited, and you get inspired by that energy. And then the next thing you know, something bad happens in your life and takes away all of that. What I notice about this world is that most of your problems are going to come from people. And this God and this being understands that perfectly and efficiently. It puts you in situation, especially if you're somebody that can see through the truth. You can see through how this world is not right, how the God of this world is the demiurge, how we're all imprisoned souls of divinity. All of us, well, not all of us, because some people are created by the demiurge just to cause problems in your life, and those are the NPCs. And the ones like us who can see through the bullcrap and understand that all these systems of oppression, you have to work this job that you don't like, you have to obey by the laws, and rules, and regulations that doesn't care about you. You pay your taxes, so the government can use the taxes to give billions of dollars to that state with the tiny hats. You know what I mean? And you don't understand why. The government, they have classified military bases. They don't tell you what's in Area 51. They don't tell you about Bigfoot. They don't tell you about skinwalkers. They don't tell you about ghosts, demons, jinns, interdimensional beings and civilizations, relic and relit civilizations. They don't tell you about the inner earth, the inner planet. They don't tell you about the Antarctica ice wall and the cities and civilizations, the ancient cities and civilizations that have been there, and the technological advancements and enhancements and augmentations they have for thousands of years. They tell you that, NASA's the first one that created spaceships. You see ancient Egyptian cave paintings of spaceships, laser beams, and all types of things. Even astronaut suits they have on these ancient Egyptian walls. Then they show dragons on these caves. People painted this and drew this on walls thousands of years ago, and they want you to believe that modern technology is the most advanced crap ever. When the world always gets to a certain point of awakening, and then it gets erased, and then they tell you that, believe what we're telling you. Archaeologists find bones of giants. They find spaceships buried in ancient temples. They don't want to go search the Amazon because they find secret temples, magical artifacts. They find ancient golems. Yes, an ancient golem. They find all types of hidden things. You think these video games and stuff they put in front of our faces just for your entertainment? These people have access to secret knowledge. Secret societies control corporations. They have access to secret knowledge, and what they do is they put it in video games, media, entertainment, predictive programming. So you think that you're seeing zombies and ghosts and ghouls, and it's all make believe and fantasy, but really they're showing you reality that's just classified information that you need certain security clearances to even see their appearances. This whole thing is strategized. This God has created a perfect prison. Some people don't even know we're in prison. They go to church every Sunday and they pray to the same God who let you experience the most incredible hell on earth and then threatens you, I'm going to send you to hellfire. A good, loving, caring God is not going to be petty like that. It's not going to be jealous like that. And it's not going to send you to hell for an eternity. That's not a good God. That's evil. We talk about the devil, but who created the devil? You're talking about the devil, but who is the father of the devil? You're talking about worshiping the devil. You guys worship, not you guys listening, but I'm talking about people who are attracted to the insanity of Christianity. You guys worship the father of the devil. It's not that God you worship, the demiurge, Saklos, the blind one. It's not he the father of the devil. Did he not create the devil? Did not the devil was an emanation of him? So you worship the father of the devil, yet talk about the devil. Yeah, the devil's evil, of course. Just like Hades is evil. Just like Odin is evil. Just like Athena is evil. All these gods are evil. All of them. We live in a spiritual prison. Whether you believe in the supernatural or not, it doesn't matter what you believe because you haven't experienced supernatural shit. I've always experienced supernatural shit my whole entire life. Take ayahuasca. Take some DMT. Take some datura. And mix it all together and tell me you don't go into another dimension. Tell me they don't have an Area 51 classified base. They have portals that can go to different dimensions. They know about teleportation. Teleportation ain't no freaking sci-fi fantasy. They had it for thousands of years. But of course, the ignorant masses and the ignorant public knows nothing about that. They think that what they see on Fox News, which is Fox's FOX is 666 in numerology, they think that what they tell them is real, not knowing that the Central Intelligence Agency has a psychological division, a psychological program that controls all the media outlets, meaning that what you see on the news is carefully curated, designed to make you angry, to make you mad, to make you release the negative energetic vibrational frequencies. That's why they always show you tragedies on the news, to make you hurt, to make you this, to make you that, the right versus the left, and this, that. They want us fighting each other. So that way, we can never look inside of ourselves and find the true divine spark inside of our souls that can awaken us to truth and divinity. The God of this realm is your prison warden. He's your enslaver. He's your critical evil master. He is the true demon lord of oblivion, the demon lord of the abyss. No good, loving, caring God would create a world where there's so much pain and there's so much suffering, where some people feel like it's not even worth it to take another breath. This world we live in was not created by a good, loving being, but a sick, twisted, and sadistic thing